What is up, YouTube? It is the Money Sausage here. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can live for free in college and have all your expenses paid for. You don't have to worry about a single thing. But before we get into that, I want to ask, please leave a like on the video and hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It costs nothing to you. And look at this. Only 2% of you that are watching this video right now are subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button. And leave a comment down below as to what you want to see in the future. Now, with that being said, right into today's video. So you want to live for free, but you don't know how. What's really cool about real estate is there's not going to be any more produced. There's going to be a stagnant amount of real estate for the rest of eternity. Now, once we get to Mars or whatever, there's going to be more real estate for sale there, but real estate doesn't expand, and our ability to get to it is so vastly limited. So why am I bringing up real estate? Well, that is how you live for free. The principle that we're going to be talking about today is house hacking. Now, it's not the kind of hacking that you see in crime shows that they're hacking into the mainframe array and the firewall. No, we're talking about the ability to utilize a property to not only pay for your expenses, but to help you live for free. What's a way you can do this? Well, if you have a group of buddies that you're going to college with, or you're graduated and you want to move away, but you do have the community that you can rely on and they want to live with you, you don't even have to have that. You can just buy a piece of real estate that will allow you to have a separation. Now, I'm just saying this to plant the seed in your mind, but we're going to go into more details. So you're in college and you don't want to have to pay for anything. You don't want to have to pay for housing. You don't want to have to pay for food or electricity or anything utilities-wise. So how do you manage that? Well, the great thing is the first time you buy a house, you only have to put 3% down. You know, another great way to find cheap property that it won't be that much to put 3% down is to look at foreclosures. A lot of people, now sometimes, banks require cash up front to pay off in full for foreclosures. So sometimes that's not going to be the way, but sometimes you can find a really good deal. Like I found a deal that I was just looking for while I was prepping for this video. I found a property that was listed for $290,000, which is still an astronomical lot. But the market value of that house was $450,000. So if I bought that property, touched up the paint, mowed the lawn, made sure that it was in good prime position, that the electricity worked, that the AC worked, just got it back up to running position, which maybe at most would cost $25,000, I would net a profit of $125,000 in that sale from that house. That's why foreclosures are such a good idea to look at. But at the same time, you don't have to look for foreclosures. Sometimes a house that isn't foreclosed is going to be a better idea because maybe the bank will, some foreclosures, the bank has full control of what the litigation and what the lease will look like. So you may have to pay fully in cash for that property, but at the same time, you may not have to. So that's why you should look at it, because it's a cheaper option and a better way to look at getting cheap properties, undervalued properties, but at the same time, it may cost a little bit more in revitalizing the house. But I digress. So you find a property that you're like, oh, this is so cool. Like, this would be a great property to buy. What do you do from there? So as long as you have a group of friends that want to move in with you and will live with you, all you do is you go to the bank. You say, hey, I want to buy this house. I have 3% to put down. So if you're buying a $1 million house, you only have to put down $30,000, which is really good. However, in some places, the real estate market is way overpriced. So buying a $1 million house could actually bite you in the butt. Now, what's the catch with putting 3% down? When you put 3% down, you have to pay something called mortgage insurance. So you're not only paying the interest back, you're also paying a little bit on top for what's called insurance. Now, once you hit to the 20% equity into the house, you can refinance and you can get out from underneath the mortgage insurance. But until that point, you have to pay mortgage insurance. Now, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'd love to make a video and just elaborate more. Found a property, you go to the bank, you get a loan, and what's next? So you're going to buy this house, you're going to pay for it, you're going to now have a mortgage. And the goal is to rent out the other rooms in the house to completely pay for your housing, to cover the mortgage. But you don't only cover the mortgage, you put a little bit on top to cover utilities or your payment of utilities, whatever else. So sometimes, for example, if you buy a 5-bed, 3-bath house, you get to have the master suite, and you get 2 other buddies to live in each room. You get 8 people to live in there, and each pay $750 per month, and that covers utilities and whatnot. And let's say for each of them, the mortgage that you have to cover is only $450. You're cash flowing a lot of money. That times 8 people, you are making a significant amount overhead. Now, at the same time, that money is going to need to be used for repairs and other things. So if you want to do it really smart and savvy, you can do it through a property manager. And a property manager will just take care of the properties, and you won't have to be in the middleman at all. They'll collect the money, they'll put it in your bank account, and everything's taken care of. But that's how you can do it in college. Now, let's say you graduate college and you're looking at moving, but you don't want to have to pay for housing, and you want to live for free, because that's what this video is all about, is living for free. So if you want to live for free and you're separated from community and you don't know what to do, what you can do is buy a multifamily house or a multifamily complex. And what I mean by complex is, in some places around college campuses or just out in the boonies, they have quadruplex, duplexes, and sometimes small apartments. So if you go out and buy a quadruplex, I was looking at quadruplexes to research this video, and I found 3 sets of quadruplexes all in the same gated area, and it was for $1.2 million. And the mortgage, I don't exactly remember the number, but it was around, I think it was anywhere from 6 to 8K, but let's just say 8,000, just go with the higher number. So a quadruplex is a unit made up of 4 different houses connected. It's like a duplex, but there's 4. Each house you can rent out for $1,500 a month. So if you have 3 times 4, because there's 4 houses in each, and you're buying 3 units of the quadruplexes, you have 12 houses. And each one is renting out for, okay, let's make the numbers easier, $1,000 a month. Your mortgage is $8,000, and you have 12 units. You live in one, and you rent out all the rest. So you have 11 that are cash flowing, and those 11 will pay you $11,000 a month. So you're clearing $3,000 in profit. So you have $3,000. Now, to be fair, you don't want to take all that money for yourself. You want to set some aside for repairs, emergency situations. So that money you take, and you have that $3,000. Let's say you take $2,000 out for repairs and utilities, and then you have $1,000 to cover your cost. So not only do you have your mortgage paid for, you have all the utilities covered by the rent that's getting paid to you. You're living for free, because all those things are covered, and because you're cash flowing so much on those other properties. I'm going to set out on this journey because I don't want to just talk about it. I want to show you how it's done. So later down the road, I'm going to make a series about buying a property for myself, but living for free. So it's not that hard to do. You just need to think about it. You need to be smart where you're buying. But one of the best ways to do this is to buy a duplex. Because quadruplexes are smaller, you may not get as much out of rental value. But duplexes, you can get a lot more for. Because duplexes in some areas are just as big as houses. You have literally 2 houses that are just walls are touching. And you can get $3,000 to $5,000 a month in rent. Now, obviously, when you go smaller and you buy a smaller duplex, rent goes down. But at the same time, duplexes are so easy to live for. So someone that I've talked to that has been in the real estate market for a while, they do have a duplex, and it is cash flowing. But it's a smaller duplex, so they're not cash flowing as much. But their mortgage rate on both, just the whole unit by itself, so the 2 houses, it's $1,300 a month. But each unit they're renting out for $1,800 a month. So the whole unit is mortgaging for $1,300 a month, but rental for one house each. Because remember, duplexes are made up of two houses. They're cash flowing. They're getting in return $1,800 a month from each house. So they're getting $3,600 a month. So you subtract the $3,600 a month, they're profiting roughly $2,300. Now, I think that's right math. If not, I'll make sure to put a correction for myself. But they're cash flowing that much. And you could easily live for free. You could not only live in the next duplex next to the person that you're renting out, you would also be making $500 a month, which obviously, as I said earlier, you want to leave for the side in case of emergencies or whatever. You could still take out $100 a month and buy food and buy whatever you need. Because in reality, you don't need to spend $1,000 a month on everything and anything. You can live off of $200 a month. Now, if you have a family, obviously that's an increase, but it's a really easy way for once you get out of college, you graduate. It's a great way for you to just kind of get back in or get introduced into society as an adult. You're getting your mortgage paid for. Once you move out of that duplex, then you're going to have double the cash flow because you're no longer just living for free. You have two people renting out the duplex. So it's a great way to live for free, but at the same time, be able to not have to worry about real estate crashes and whatnot, because rentals are pretty consistent in getting income coming in. So to recap, you can live for free. You just need to be smart about what you're buying and how you're spending your money. And obviously, to put 3% down, I believe there's a stipulation that you have to be living in the property. So when you're in college and you only have 3% to put down, so if you're buying $300,000 house, that's $9,000. It's not much. It's very attainable, but you do need to be living in the resident. Now, it doesn't say anything about subleasing, so you can still live for free with paying really cheap while building equity. So you're building your net worth, you're building everything, and it's just a great way to get yourself introduced into society as an adult. Now, with that being said, if you have any questions or any topics that you want me to cover, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to get back to you or possibly make a video dedicated to your comment, and I'll make sure to put you up in the video so you get a massive shout out. Now, with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Please leave a like on the video and hit that subscribe button. It is the Money Sausage signing out. See y'all.